And some persons, like my grandma always tell me that they could a point whereby the parents we have nowadays, they really know the importance of education. So it is very important for us to notice as parents that we have to invest in our children. They might be slow via their IQ, but that should not limit you as a parent not to give them that encouragement. I think more encouragement needs to come from the parents. We don't need to lay emphasis that you're investing, and you're not seeing anything. I
Yeah.
think more encouragement also needs to come from the parents. Definitely, your investment will not go in vain, and your children at a point in time will definitely turn out to realize that you have done a lot for them. If we are all educated, definitely we are going to reduce the rate of the things that we do nowadays. So I think education is key to a very wonderful
But
life.
if a woman measures up with you in knowledge, how will you feel?
See, there's one thing I want us to understand. God has created us in His image and likeness. As I rightly said before, every man's IQ is not the same.
Yeah.
Be you let us not put gender equality at this point now. So now, whether you're a man or a woman, there is one thing you need to understand, that the person you're looking at that you feel that you're better off, there is one significant thing the
Yeah.
person has
That
that
you
you
don't
do
have.
not have.
That's true.
Everybody, we need each other. Whether you like it or not, we need each other. You might look at yourself that, okay, you are sound, you are good at speaking, this, that. There's something you're lacking. We should understand that education has gone past the level where we have to just go and learn the subjects. You understand?
True.
There are different kinds of education. You understand that most persons, our parents nowadays, when they're teaching you the educations for the subject, they teach you educations for skills. You understand? So there are so many things that are different. Our IQ level matters a lot. We need to understand that. When I was growing up in secondary school, I had these classmates that they were dull in the aspect of maths. Not like they were not good. Now, it also depends. Like you said, some parents want to send their children to schools whereby the teacher is very good, both on the subject level, socially, and otherwise. There are some countries nowadays in the world that they prioritize that if a child fails, they are going to hold the teacher responsible.
Yeah.
How does that sound? In this part of the world where we live, we prioritize the point of success over learning. We want the children, most even the parents. In short, the pressure is much.
First position.
The
Yeah.
parents ask you, what did you carry? What was your position? That is not how that is not what is the main aim of education. The main aim of education is to enhance our development and make
True.
sure we become better persons. It's not about position. So I think we need to look at this other aspect. It's very, very important. So whether a woman emerges first in your class or a man emerges first in your class, that is not the main point of education.
Of being there.
Education has a very different meaning. It wants us to know our left to right. It wants us to remove that point of illiteracy from us and make sure that we approach. Imagine, let me create a scenario. Now you go to a market and you see two men fighting. Definitely you know these are men that are not educated, because an educated man would definitely know that there's risk when you fight. You're going to lose via money, via
Your
physical
personality,
you're
your
going to lose
dignity,
it.
and
So
everything.
there's always a means of amicably resolutions. So you will not see a man that is educated and standing on the streets, remove your clothes and fold your trousers and you say you're fighting. No, this is the main thing that education gives to us. At that point, they will not ask you who came first in class or not. No.
Okay.
So I think education is far, far greater than what we look at it.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much for that, David Eric. So now, let's also look at, we are definitely going to look at the spiritual part of education, where
Yeah.
we're going to significantly pinpoint our Sabbath children
Yeah.
here in Brotherhood of the Cross and Star, because the handlers, we have to give them their flowers, because they are doing very,
Excellently.
very excellent jobs at their various field. They have caregivers, they have the Sabbath handlers. In fact, they are doing very well. So I give them their flowers. So when that time comes, they are going to take their flowers, you know. So at this point in time, let's also look at the social-emotional development. Now, the question is, what is the impact of education on emotional intelligence in children, Sister Peace?
Okay, I'll still have to draw from what Bro Eric said.
Okay.
Imagine an educated person. You're calling yourself an educated person, and maybe someone said something you don't like, and of course, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to look down on anyone, but these are maybe you are meet with someone who actually is not really, you know, there in terms of education, and now this person is folding his hands to fight, and you as an educated person, you call yourself, you're also folding your hands to fight. So what does that really tell of you? So I believe that when once a person is educated or has this emotional intelligence or emotional education, he will learn to know that, oh, it's not all the time you have to stand to fight. You understand? You will learn to bottle up yourself. That's where maturity comes in.
Sure.
It's not when someone talks heel at you, you want to return. My mom would always say, it's not all this, it's not all insult you have to respond to. You know, sometimes you just keep mute and walk away. That shows that, oh, this person is emotionally matured. You understand? Maybe you are in an office space and maybe someone just said something, or maybe your boss is someone who actually talks at the top of his voice or something, and you are there retaliating. No. So emotional intelligence is very important in children, whether you are dealing with other persons, whether you are dealing with yourself. You know how to handle yourself. Maybe you are in the middle of problem or situation or dilemma. You know how to think, feel relaxed first before you even respond to issues. And you don't just respond to issues because, oh, you are, someone said, at the feet of range. You want to just give the person back the way the person is giving to you at that point. And you know how to manage yourself, manage your emotions, manage your finances, because it all boils down to that. If you don't know how to manage your finances, definitely you would start having all this depressed kind of mindset and all of that. So emotional intelligence or education actually helps in upholding or enhancing one's emotional intelligence.
Thank you very much. Now, you made a vital point. Let's try to be practical and realistic. Now, you said maybe in the heat of a conversation, maybe something happens or someone triggers your emotions or your anger. You're supposed to take a deep breath and then reason your next line of action before you know. But there are times, let's be realistic, there are times you cannot, in fact, you don't even have that time to start thinking, to start taking a deep breath, for you to start adjusting yourself, you know, making sure you have that emotional stamina or emotional intelligence to be able to face the battle in front of you. Just give it to the person the way it comes. Now, Sister Peace, align what I have just said with what you have said. If not to find yourself in that kind of situation, how would you handle it?
Yeah, it happens. We are not perfect as human beings. It happens. But I still feel like if you're matured emotionally, you will not let your anger control you. You will not let your emotion. Do you know people even go to school? Even people read books for emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Yes. So you will not say, okay, let's just say it happens. You understand? Maybe it was too much, you couldn't handle it.
It has happened.
And it has happened. So I feel as a mature person you are, you'll not wait for the other person to come tell you sorry. Wow. Two wrongs can make it right. I know you have something to say. Yeah. So maybe it happens, you retaliated, but I feel as a mature person, you should be able to go back, maybe when there is peace, an aura of peace or something, then approach the person. I know, let's just say the person doesn't want to agree, because I know you want to go there, all right? So you still have to approach the person and say, I'm sorry that I answered this or I said this. Okay, please, this is how it was, and I'm sorry I said a whole lot. You know one thing about words, you cannot forget it. Someone once said that at a feat of range, someone will tell you everything that has been in their mind. You understand? But you can still apologize for that. Or look for a third party, like a mediator. Please, I know this happened and I'm sorry. Please, can you talk to this person for me? So let's just say it happened. You have to apologize as a matured person you are.
Brother Eric, now I want you to act as a matured person here. I just want
He's matured, you know. He's matured already.
I want us to be more realistic and kind of practical. Now, I am on set with Sister P. Smith, and then she does something very now let me use myself. Sister P. Smith, you have to put yourself in the picture of you have to be emotionally intelligent to make sure you don't give me basketballs on this set. Now, Brother Eric, you are the third party here between myself and Sister P. Smith. How do you now manage the emotions, like the heated emotions? We are on set, so we are live like this. We are live. We are not behind the camera. Let's be practical. We're not behind the camera, we are live. And then there is a heated conversation that Sister Peace does not want to accept with me. I do not also want to accept with Sister P. Smith. Please help us be emotionally mature to handle this situation at this point.
All right, so I would say social and emotional learning, it is one very vital point in education.
Yeah.
And it has to have a balance from both the formal and informal. This is why I am going to say this. Now, there are some children that are born with anger. Like,
Okay, okay.
I
Nice
don't know
one.
where it came from, whether it's from their previous
It could
life,
be Jane.
or it could be gene, as you
Okay,
rightly said.
okay.
But there is every tendency that if you as an adult, maybe if it is gene or genetic rather, and you notice this, you have every tendency to start taming the child. Having to come across children who are just 3 years old, and when they get angry, they hit something,
Okay.
and you
Well, you
start-
can't do that on life sites,
No, just understand me. I'm
Okay.
coming. Before I get to you guys, I have to drive from somewhere. And you just see that child throwing something, and you just feel that it is normal.
Yeah.
It is normal. And the child have absorbed a lot of anger and have gotten to a level where he's ready to
Of
explode.
abnormality.
Oh my God, now he has gotten to an adult. And at a point now, when he gets, that social and emotional learning, most especially, is done away from home.
Yeah.
And maybe you have a teamwork to accomplish with your colleagues in school. And every time they see you, you're being bossy, you don't want to even take any advice, you quarrel with people anyhow. You just feel so autonomous, like, sure, the world is on top of your head, and you understand. So many persons will get fed up, but sometimes some things just need to happen. And when it happens, definitely, you get to learn the hard way.
Okay.
But I think at some point in time, we need to understand that we have to let go of so many things.
Yeah.
Somebody has to play the fool for the other person to learn. It does not mean that you're truly a fool, no. For peace to come in, there have to be some way that you have to just say, somebody has to just,
Call for break at some
somebody
point.
somebody needs to build the card. That's
Okay.
that's the simple truth. But it
Okay.
is very, very important for us to understand that as parents, we need to look at our children with two eyes, like with all our eyes open, not just with one eye. They inherit different kind of habits, day in, day out. It can be from you, genetically, it can be from their friend. They adapt so many things. So I think our parents need to be very, very conscious, because most times our teachers in school, they just pay interest to their jobs.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I'm
true,
telling
Just
you,
the teaching and
if you're not really passionate about, like, we have then our mom, my nursery school teacher had taught for like 20-something to 30-something years before I got into nursery school, and you can understand that that kind of person is passionate about the job, and they go as far as more than just teaching.
Yeah.
Now we may not really get those kind of persons. Now we want the professionalism and this, that. They just want to impact learning aspects. I say, make sure you must carry first, you must do this, you know your book. No. It's far away from that. Emotional, like now in schools we have clubs, they have emotional programs, they have social programs. You see children coming together to create, to build. These things will help to balance our emotions. It is not really easy. It is not a one-day thing. That's the
Yeah,
simple truth.
true.
It's not a one-day thing. For you to balance your emotions and anger, it has to come continuously. Definitely, you have to be there. But for the both of you,
Okay, I thought you were just going to skip that. I was still waiting for you to land.
for the both of you, definitely you have been trained and admonished by our father. So I know your level of emotional balance. You know the key factor. As you rightly said, we're going to bring the Sabbath. Our Sabbath teachers are doing a lot to make sure that they let us know that.
Yeah, before we get to the
Yeah.
Sabbath children, of
Okay.
course, that scenario
Barik
we
is
painted,
very
that
diplomatic.
scenario we painted was just on the very light
yeah.
hand. Of course, we cannot not do what I just said.
Yeah.
We cannot do it at all.
Oh, your resignation letter.
Okay, we are still on the social development or
Yeah.
social emotional development. Now let's link it to confidence and self-esteem. You know, most children, this is so relatable. We still have some of these children in our society where they feel like they cannot really associate with people. They are just always on their own. Not that if they have this opportunity they would not, but because of their upbringing, they were just brought up to be always on their own.
Yeah.
And then there's not this English word for it, introverts. They just want to always be on their own. Not that if they are asked to live their introvert lifestyle, they will not want
Well,
to.
sometimes inferiority complex comes in.
Okay, thank you very much. That is where the
yeah.
inferiority complex comes in. They feel like they cannot really level up or measure up
Yeah.
to other children in the society. So it is on that premise I'm going to ask Sister P. Smith, how does education influence the development of confidence and self-esteem in children?
Okay, I think this aspect is not something of just school alone,
Yeah.
or maybe going to sit down to learn. This has to do with both family, the environment, everyone that can find his or herself around that child or kids, wherever they are. So how can education build this confidence and
Self-esteem.
self-esteem in children? Now, at home, you have to teach that child how to know that, yes, he has to stand up for himself. He has to defend what is good and avoid what is wrong. He has to protect his right and as well as the right of other persons. And how will you do that? In the way they relate, like I said before, in the way they relate with one another, their siblings, right at home, inwardly. Because once you teach that child how to stand up for himself, not by bullying others, how to speak confidently, how to behave well, how to behave with other persons, how to even love himself or herself, definitely that child can send the same signal to other people around them. So it starts from the house. Now, when that child leaves the house and goes to the environment or goes to school, definitely see that child will act the same way. And in school, that child should also learn to get involved in other extracurricular affairs. What do I mean by extracurricular affairs? I don't mean joining wrong set that is not right, you understand. I mean, like, okay, you have to join debate. Like then when we were in school, my mom was like, are you not in this debate club? Or maybe, oh mommy, I came back, mommy, we are having a debate. Said, are you among? You are encouraging that child. You go to Sabbath. Okay, now you have to, when they're doing debate or quiz, why not you push your child to participate? Push your child to read the Bible. Push your child to pray. All those things are building that confidence in that child to be able to stand anywhere. You see some children, when they're in the midst of other children, you see them seated very differently. I remember I once tell us a story when I was in nursery school. I and my brother, whenever we go to school, we'll just sit together, we'll not associate with every other children and all of that. Now, one day, one teacher told my mom, if we continue like this, we might not grow up the way we should. You understand? So they had to separate us. So that while you are in this other class, you learn to associate with other children. They are doing something you full and do. There's this Cantas build, how do they call it? This puzzle building they used to do while in nursery school. Those children engaging. You see the way they relate with other children. By so doing, they can relate it when they're outside. And they can speak up for themselves, stand up for themselves, and of course, build themselves anyhow. So I feel self-confidence and self-confidence is actually something that children can build, not just at home, in school, even the environment can also help build this.
Thank you very much. Brother Eric, do you have a different viewpoint?
I would just say the final word is encouragement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Encouragement is the main thing because at some point, pressure is going to step in.
Yeah.
That's why I always say that we should not compare IQs. Now, as Sister Peace always say that, push your children, push your children. Now, there are so many things that have affected so many children. I might be a parent and you might be a parent, and I tend to see that your child is always doing well when it comes to debate.
Yeah.
Your child is always doing well when it comes to quiz. And I will tell my child, can't you see? Can't you see?
No, you
Can't
don't have to
see?"
compare them.
No, I know what I'm saying.
Okay.
This is what is happening to so many children. They are on pressure. Their parents
they are
pressure
pressuring
them.
them,
Can't you see? Can't you see? Instead of telling
Asking
the
the
child,
child.
okay, what are you finding difficult? Can you be able to do this?
Yeah.
There's a word between can you or can't you see? It's very different.
Sure.
So can you try this? I would have loved you to try this. You get to communicate with your children. Now, I try to see something different, that our teachers might not really have the qualities that the parents have for encouragement. They may not have that time to encourage the student because they are doing their job. They may have a social activity in school, and now, because of pressure, it is called Jet Club, where they do those social things. Yes, now, because of pressure from school and from your parents, rather, they say, can't you see that this one is in this? You go and join Jet Club when you are not good at that.
Yeah, true.
That is the thing that is happening. I think we need to do more of encouragement to reduce this level of introvert that we have. Nowadays, let me tell you one funny thing that is happening. Most persons who claim to be introvert, they tend to do so many deadly things that the people who are not introvert cannot do. That is what is happening because there's no encouragement. Because in their secret, they have some hidden talents that you don't know. And it could be bad talents. I'm telling you. And when they start exploring it, it starts happening and affecting each and every one of us. So I think we should play more of the encouragement role so that we can develop more confidence. It is very good for us to be more encouraging and to be more aggressive adding more pressure
Yeah,
to the children. No, it's not good.
Okay, thank you very much. Beautiful to our audience. I hope we are dishing out what you are expecting. But if at any point in time we are missing out on one or two things, do well to still contact us via either our YouTube or our Facebook platforms, or as well as the phone line on your screen. We are here for you. Do not forget, our topic is still centered on education as a bedrock for children's development. At this point in time, we're just going to take a cup of cold water. We'll be back briefly.
Emi,